Right, episode number 8. We're back
Yep.
speaking about supplements this week and trying to give sort of a deeper look into our opinion. And we think there's better alternatives to supplements, and people can get quite lost in loads of different food supplements. But I think we should define what a supplement is first, without skipping steps.
For
Straight to
sure.
the point.
So a supplement is basically something that you add to your diet, add to your food that you're normally taking, that is going to enhance it, or it's going to give you something that you are missing. So it's giving you the complete package. So you might want to supplement with something if you're not getting it in your diet, for example. That's what the kind of dictionary definition of a supplement is. But of course, if you are doing the right things, following nature's principles, then you don't really need to supplement, because nature provides you with everything that you need already. It's the complete package. So if you're supplementing things, or you need to supplement things, then it's kind of a it's kind of an indication that you're not quite sticking to nature's principles. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, the best sort of example I can think of is you'll see bodybuilders every morning take like a glass full of 100 different supplement tablets, and then the day of eating is just macronutrient focused food. So it'll be like a lot of empty food, which is high in calories, sort of thing. And they'll take the supplements to try and trick themselves into thinking that they're still somehow healthy and that they're getting all the nutrients they need. But that doesn't fully translate into health, and doesn't doesn't fully translate into your body absorbing those nutrients. You look on the back of every single supplement packet or tablets, whatever, it always says they shouldn't be used as a, what's the word?
As an alternative
Yeah,
to your regular diet.
yeah.
It
Shouldn't,
should be something that you add to your diet. So you should still be eating a complete diet, and then add this as a kind of as something that you put on top of what you're normally eating,
yeah. So
basically.
it should never be an alternative to food. If you think, you've had a good day of eating because you've took your supplements, then you sort of got your priorities a little bit mixed up. You should always be food focused first before you worry about enhancements, because that's like your bread and butter. Probably not the best analogy to use when talking about food, but you know what I mean.
I agree.
It's the base level that you should be aiming for. And if you're sort of prioritizing the supplements over that, then you've got them in the wrong order.
Yeah, no, I agree. Uh, to be honest, if you actually study the game, and the old school, really old school bodybuilders, so a lot of people don't know this, the Mr. Olympia trophy is based on a guy called Eugene Sandow, and he was a strongman slash bodybuilder in like the late 1800s. This is before any supplementation even existed, before steroids existed, before any of that. And this guy had some absolutely incredible feats of strength and muscle definition, and his body was kind of immaculate compared even to today's standards, where we have all this other stuff that you can enhance your body with. He was just levels above even back then. And one of the things that he said in his book is, you can't grow super strong muscles on a shit foundation, and the foundation is your organ health. So it starts, true strength starts inside out, not outside in. Do you know what I mean? So nowadays you see a lot of, I'll use bodybuilders as an example because they take a lot of supplements with really bad digestive issues, with hormonal issues. Their internal organs, i.e., liver, heart, and all these other things, are damaged. Do you know what I mean? And because they're damaged, their body is, or the foundation of the body is weak, but they're trying to build massive muscles on a weak foundation. So then they need even more supplements, they need more steroids, and then the cycle just gets worse and
It's like a
worse.
race to the bottom.
Yeah. And then you end up having a triple bypass, and this, that, the other, and all sorts of mad stuff happens. You know what I mean? So, yeah, this Mr. Olympia trophy that everyone is actually fighting for. Go and look at the guy who it's based on, Eugene Sandow, and look at his principles. And he was a proper gangster in the bodybuilding and powerlifting world, and he didn't take any supplements. He prioritized his organ health first, and the way that you do that is by eating in accordance to nature, doing all the principles that we've spoke about in the last 6-7 podcasts. So that's a general kind of view, or our general view on supplements. We'll dive a little bit deeper into it now, as we kind of go a little bit further in.
The one people ask me the most about is creatine. That's like one of the most common ones when people say, "What supplements do you take?" I don't take any anymore. Like when training gets intense for boxing, I take creatine, but I don't really believe in it that much, if I'm being honest.
To be honest, creatine is, so just to give you a general overview, creatine is the most studied supplement probably about in
It's
this current
one
time.
of the cheapest as well.
It's very cheap. It works for the most part for people who are not eating a lot of beef and a lot of fish, because that's where you get most of your creatine from in nature. So your body requires creatine from a diet source, from food, and if you're eating lots of beef, if you're eating lots of fish, then you don't really need to supplement with creatine. You know, the people who need to supplement with creatine are people who maybe can't digest or are allergic to fish, and they don't like to eat beef or whatever else. Then maybe something that you want to consider supplementing with. What creatine does in your body is it basically allows your muscles, your cells to hold more water. So again, we spoke about this in the past. Water is the essence of everything. It's what we're mostly made of. It's what our life force is reliant on. So if your body can hold more water, then you're going to be more vital in every way possible, basically. So your recovery from exercise is going to be faster. Your performance is going to be better. Your overall health is going to be better. It protects your brain as well, because again, your brain has a lot of fluid in it. It requires a lot of firepower. Most of your mitochondria is in your brain. So
I was going to say, when I said I don't believe in it, there's definitely time and a place to use it, like we said. Like after sparring or a fight, maybe took a few too many punches,
yeah,
you should, good idea to take creatine, but when I said I don't believe in it, just on like a daily basis, you know, if you're not training as much and you're not sort of pushing your body, then I wouldn't really recommend it to anyone.
I think the reason why I don't want to say are against supplements, but the reason why we don't take them that often is because if I'm taking creatine in a powdered form in a drink, it's harder for my body to digest that, because my body hasn't had hundreds and thousands of years of basically taking things in powdered form. So I use protein powders as an example. There is no examples in nature where you can get 30 to 50 grams of protein with no fat, with no carbs involved, with it's just completely synthetic as well. Do you know what I mean? So when you take these protein powders and things like this, your body's like, what am I meant to do with this? And you end up getting the shits, having an upset stomach, and not really absorbing the full amount of protein that you think you're getting in these powders. So
That's why we always say about quality over quantity.
for sure.
Don't worry about your 100 grams of protein if you're getting it from shit protein shakes or powder like that. If you were to get 30 grams of protein from organic beef mince, for example, in my opinion, that's a lot better for you as a whole.
And your body knows what to do with it. It knows how to absorb it, because it's been digesting protein and creatine and all these other things from nature for hundreds of thousands of years. This is why we're still here. You know what I mean?
I think this sort of ties in to what we're speaking about. You know how there's a lot of zero fat products now. whether it's yogurt or
Yeah, yogurt's a
milk
big one.
sort of thing. Like you were saying, in nature, there's no food where there's just 50 grams of protein with zero fat. Your body doesn't know what to do with it. A lot of the vitamins that we speak about, how they're fat soluble. If there's no fat in the product, then there's no vitamins.
You
There's
don't
no
absorb it.
if there's no fat, then you can't absorb
Yeah.
the vitamins, so it's just an empty product. And a lot of supplements like that, because they're not in food form and they don't have the correct macronutrient balance, your body doesn't really know what to do with them. And the quality, again, is never going to be as good from the real food.
It's not as bioavailable, meaning it's not as available to your biology, So what we're saying is, okay, if we've been sparring hard and we're in the middle of a training camp for a fight and we've had a mild concussion because we've been sparring the best guys in the world, getting ready for a title fight or whatever else, for sure, it makes sense to add creatine to my water to get that extra top up, because I can't roll out of the ring and have a steak ready for me. Maybe I can if I'm super rich and I've got the chefs ready to do that, but there is certain points where it's beneficial to have a supplement on hand, like a creatine supplement, even maybe some sort of protein shake or whatever else, if you're desperately in need of that. And I'm an hour away because I've had to travel to some other guy's gym to go and spar with them, and I need something in me.
It's better than nothing.
It's better than nothing, for sure, but it's not the ideal choice. It's not our number one choice. Supplements is never our number one choice. Natural foods is always our number one choice. And then if we need something on the go, a supplement is a good way of kind of adding to the diet plan.
But like we were talking about the other day, we were speaking about coffee, weren't we? And how it's a good idea to put some butter in it, or cream, or milk, just so your body absorbs it better. So if that was the case, and you say you had to have a protein shake, put some raw milk in it, or butter, some sort of fat that's gonna at least
Enhance the quality, yeah.
and allow for a bit more absorption.
For sure, 100%. A lot of these supplements, exactly. If me and Lewis were to take them, we'd add our own little spin onto it, you know what I mean? So, yeah, for me, for example, if I've done a hard sparring session, I'll take a bottle of water in with me, with the creatine and the electrolytes in together. So I'm getting that extra absorption of the water, and I'm retaining the water at the same time, and I'm doing loads of different things all in one go. But really, we don't really often take too many different types of supplements. Creatine is one. So this is a good little segue. What supplements have we used and we liked? What supplements have we used and we didn't like? What would we recommend people take? What would we not recommend people take?
I've only took creatine, I'm pretty sure. I remember growing up, my mum was like, "Oh, it's winter now, take some vitamin D supplements." We'll go on to that in a little bit, but I don't believe in them, to be honest. I think vitamin D is slightly different because you can't get that from food. You can get it from light. But I think with the food sort of supplements, I can't comment as much because, like I said, I've only had creatine. But how would someone sort of find the best quality supplements? Because we say about quality over quantity and how you should take the food option, but if someone wants good quality supplements, how do they find the best quality within that market?
Sam, well, I'll answer that in a second. I'll answer the question that I asked first, in terms of what supplements have I taken and what would I suggest and whatever else. Same for me. I haven't taken a crazy different amount, but as a kid, I've taken protein shakes, all different types of forms as well, by the way, all of the mad fucking bodybuilder type of creatines, and none of them agreed with me, to be honest. I've taken vitamin D supplements as well. Don't like them. They haven't worked. Again, there is no alternative to nature, to natural light, basically. Um, electrolytes, I like to take them. That's basically just salts. You can get different flavored salts that make your water a little bit more kind of pleasurable to drink when you're only drinking water all the time. Um, other than that, I wouldn't say I've taken many other crazy supplements. You have different parasite kind of supplements you can take, wormwood and oregano oil and all these other things. These aren't. I wouldn't really class them as kind of supplements because they kind of are, but it's more like
You were talking about Shilajit.
Shilajit. Yeah,
I
I
mean,
take Shilajit.
lion's mane is a big one that I get asked about.
Lion's mane, yeah, for
Silver.
sure. You have reishi and all these other mushrooms and all this stuff. Good stuff. I'm a fan. Um, I've taken cordyceps mushrooms before for performance enhancing. Dude, they work. 100% they work. So the mushrooms are legit. Listen, they're natural. You know what I mean?
And it's a food,
Again,
isn't
you've
it?
got to, yeah, it's a food exactly. Again, you've got to get the good quality ones because loads of different supplement companies have different kind of approaches to their standards. So some add all mad shit into them, some people don't. And you need to find the ones which have the best quality for sure. But yeah, the mushrooms and all that stuff works. Lion's mane and all this other stuff. You want to be careful of these kind of mood regulating um, mushrooms because they can start to, if you take them for long periods of time, they can kind of numb your emotions a little bit too much and you just become kind of a little bit emotionally dead. Do you know what I mean? So you need to be careful of that. It's good if you've got ADHD and you're bouncing all over the gaff to regulate you, but you don't want to take it too often. I'll use my dad as an example. Take CBD oil. I've used CBD as well in the past. That works 100%. Very, very good. Again, make sure that you get good quality stuff. So we're not saying supplements are bad, and we're not saying that there's no time and place for them. We're just saying stick to natural stuff as much as you can, and then add a supplement or two if you need to. But just be careful of long-term use of supplements. With every supplement, you should take it for a certain period of time, and then have a deload off of it as well. So it gives your body a chance to not get overwhelmed with having too much of, say, CBD in your system, and then your body, it naturally produces CBD as well when you're doing certain things. So your body's never going to naturally produce it if you are constantly bombarding your system with that certain supplement.
I'll say you've reminded me by saying deload. A lot of people will load creatine, for example,
yeah,
at the very start.
I was going to say this. This is
Wouldn't recommend.
dude.
To no one.
Don't load up on creatine unless you want to shit yourself, basically, because it goes right through you.
Yeah, I've never heard anyone say, "Oh yeah, I did creatine loading and it was fine."
Nah,
Everyone's
it's
always
fucked.
said to me, "Oh, my stomach was fucked for a few days and
Yeah,
I was shitting non-stop." So
yeah,
give
yeah,
that a miss.
yeah.
'Cause
Don't load. What we do with creatine, what I've done in the past, is just 5 grams or the little scoop or whatever it is. Have it every day
into
for a
a bottle
week,
of
two
water,
weeks, or whatever. You know what I mean?
it'll take longer to saturate into your muscles, but you won't be shitting yourself.
And if you are a fighter and you've been concussed, and you look at the UFC protocols for people who get concussed, they recommend that you have 25, 35 grams of creatine. Don't take that all in one go. 5 grams in a bottle of water. Have that. Wait an hour or two. Have another 5 grams. Wait another couple hours. Have another. You know what I mean? Just don't take more than 5 to 10 grams in one sitting of creatine. Yeah, no good. Just take it from us.
But
You know
like
what I mean?
we were saying, the creatine loading, your body won't know what to do with it because part of the answer is it's not in food form. But even if you were to have the food form of it, like how many steaks would you have to eat to equate to 20 grams of creatine in
A
one
lot.
single?
A lot.
That's like hundreds and hundreds of steaks, isn't it? Because
It's a lot. It's a
there's only
lot.
like a tiny couple of milligrams of creatine per 100 grams of beef mince, for example. So if you were to have 20 grams of it, mean, by that point, you'd be like eating yourself to death, wouldn't you? So it's just very unnatural to
for
have that
sure.
much in one go.
And this is the reason why we don't like supplements. You could have a 50-gram protein shake, and I could have a 25-gram of protein in my steak. I'm going to absorb the whole of that 25 grams of protein into my system. God knows how many grams of protein you're going to actually absorb out of your 50-gram supplement. Do you know what I mean?
Won't
So
be
it's the
anywhere near
same
as
thing.
much.
It's the same thing with, again, quality over quantity. A steak doesn't have 10, 20 grams of creatine in it. It might only have 2 to 5 grams of creatine in it, but you're going to absorb the whole thing.
But
So,
I mean, one of the reasons why you'll absorb it is, we spoke about this in the past, but food, your body recognizes food as food and supplements as like an alien product. So if we use creatine, for example, creatine in a supplement doesn't have a full amino acid profile. So
to go with it.
so your body doesn't know how to fully absorb that and extract the nutrients, because it's like the final product in your body already before digestion. It's meant to get that amount of creatine after it's been digested, so it's like skipped a step. It's already there. So when you have the food form where it has the full amino acid profile, it's got the fat and the protein, to absorb the fat soluble vitamins. Your body knows how to process it. So that's why we'll say the food is always better, because it provides you everything you need to extract the nutrients from it.
100%. No, I agree. It's way more bioavailable. So,
That
yeah,
word bioavailable isn't even directly tied to food, it's tied to drugs in medicine. So like anesthesiologists will put your dosage of anesthesia set to your body so that it's bioavailable, it's getting to your bloodstream, at a safe level. So we just sort of copy and pasted that word into food supplements, because it's the same sort of logic, isn't it?
it
It's
is.
how
Yeah,
easily it can get into your bloodstream and get digested and absorbed.
for sure. 100%. Exactly. Um, Something that a lot of people take is omega-3 supplements. So, omega-3, again, you need it in your diet. You need to eat it. But a lot of the omega-3 supplements, the fish oil tablets is the most common one. A lot of them are rancid. Basically,
They're in seed oils, aren't they? A lot of them.
they're in seed oils. They've been um, they've been in the bottle for too long and they've gone bad, basically. And the bioavailability, to use that word again, is just not there compared to eating fish.
Yeah, I remember there was a Paul Check study in his book about how they tested a lot of the capsules and they were just rancid. Like a large amount are rancid and they're toxic.
Massively, 100%. So the best thing you can do is just eat more fish in your diet. Um, Caviar, things like this is it's expensive, but just as expensive as these top supplements than with the fancy marketing and everything else. But it's nature's supplements.
Yeah, like the food form a lot of the time is cheaper. We spoke about liver before
I was about to say
being
this.
so cheap. Like half kilo of beef liver might cost you like £5 or £6. But if you only need to take, say, 10 grams of it a day, it's gonna last you what, 50 days? That's for a
And
fiver. Whereas
that's
these supplements for maybe
that's
30
yeah,
30 capsules might cost you, say, £20. Or the 60 capsules, which are slightly bigger, might cost you 25, £30. Nowhere near as bioavailable
no,
or as good for you. So it's a no-brainer, really.
it is.
Just bite the bullet and grow up and eat some liver every morning.
But this is the thing: if you are going to supplement, you can get, and I've got these at home. I showed you them before. You can get organic, grass-fed, finished, regenerative farmed beef liver, testicles, and all this other stuff. All the organ meats that have the most amount of nutrient density. They're nature's multivitamins, basically. I'm not going to go and cook beef testicles and eat it, but you can get them dry frozen, blended up into a powdered form, take a couple of pills, swallow it down. There's no taste, and that's a great supplement to take, because you're basically just eating the food just in a slightly different form. Do you know what I mean? It's still the actual liver, the actual testicle, the actual spleen, the eyeballs, whatever you're eating, you know what I mean? And somebody just kindly dry freezed it, blended it up, and put it into a capsule for you. You know what I mean? So that's a great supplement to take. Something like that, yeah, I'm a fan of. Something like an artificial synthetic protein, I'm not so much a fan of. You know what I mean? So again, to go back to the question that you asked before, because I didn't quite answer it yet, is where do people get really good supplements from? There's a really good website that third party kind of reviews all of their supplements, and when I look at their supplements, I would say I'm a fan of, or I would try 80-90% of them, and that's a website called Health, which is,
Click the link in the bio. We've got it.
I've got an affiliate link with them as well, so if you use my link, I benefit from it. Not that this is something that I'm trying to sell or make money off or whatever else.
Use it if you need it.
You can use it if you want. If you don't want to, it's totally up to you. I'm not really bothered. It's just something that, again, it's a website that has all different types of supplements on it that I would recommend to my clients. So yeah, that's a good little website for you to look on, because these MyProteins and all these other supplement companies, I'm not a big fan of, to be honest. I wouldn't have them myself, so I wouldn't recommend them to any of my clients. That Health website, I would recommend to, and I have recommended to my clients, right? If you're looking for an electrolyte or this, that, the other, and you don't know where to shop, have a look on this website. They've got everything there, and they're quite good. Do you know what I mean? But when I'm looking at a supplement, I want to know who the people who own the supplement company are. You know, like
what their intentions are with it.
What their intentions
are
are.
they looking to make profit or help people, sort of thing?
For sure. What are their morals and principles and core values? Do they value the environment? Do they value really good quality farming practices? Do they value quality over quantity? You know, are their values in line with my values? You know, and if they are, then I'm a fan of them. Somebody like a company called Organifi, they basically make green juices, red juices, and all that. Every single ingredient organic, you know, and I've had them before.
I had them when I was fasting, didn't I? I had like one of them blended up. Organic.
You don't even
juice.
have to. Yeah. I gave you the green juice. You don't even have to blend it up. It's already. It's just in a powder form. You just put it into a bottle of water, shake it up, away you go. You've got everything. Sometimes you might have missed your greens for the day, and you can't be arsed eating a big salad and whatever else. It's an easy way of. Or people are on the go. Do you know what I mean? Supplements are good in that sense, you know, for people who are on the go, for people who don't have the time, things like that. Again, there's time and a place. It's about the quality of the supplement. It's about the intentions behind the company, all that, you know what I mean? So all of the companies that I am a fan of, they're all on Health website, basically. And the spelling of that is Healf, Health with the F, basically. So something that I'd recommend. That's where you'd want to find most of your supplements from, you know. Is there any other supplements that you'd recommend, or that we want to speak about?
I was going to say, before we finish, I want to touch on vitamin D supplements.
Okay, go on.
Because, like we're saying, there's a time and a place for certain supplements, but I disagree with vitamin D in particular.
I do too.
We'll say about, like you said, the beef testicle, for example. People aren't going to start cooking that in the kitchen, are they? So
it's a nice way of just taking it in.
It's unrealistic to sort of push that idea onto people. So that's a good alternatives have, definitely. But something like vitamin D, I don't think there's an alternative at all to vitamin D,
There isn't.
because you can't get it from
Sunlight,
food.
and that's it.
Them tablets, them gummies that you take, it's not,
They don't work.
yeah, it doesn't work at
And
all.
this is the thing. Don't believe us. Get your bloods done. Test. Okay, I'm vitamin D deficient. Go on the supplement for however long that you need to. Retest again.
Get the full vitamin D panel as well. Get your
Yeah,
D2
yeah.
and your D3, because your
Yeah,
vitamin D
yeah.
might go up, but it might
But it's
only be
D2.
your D2, which
Yeah, yeah.
is like, who's really bothered?
Yeah.
D3 is your main one, so
D3 is the proper one. Yeah, exactly. No, I agree. 100%.
a lot of the time with the vitamin D supplements, like we've spoke about just then, they're in the capsules, rancid oil, and when you take them, it sort of confuses your body, because the only way you're meant to get vitamin D is through your eyes and through your skin. But when
Yep.
you're taking it in a fat form into your stomach, it's going to raise different levels of fat, confuse your system. And when you get it naturally from the sun, you make it from your cholesterol, because it's a fat soluble vitamin. Whereas when you take it in the food form or the tablet form, whatever, it confuses that system and it doesn't quite follow those guidelines. We haven't evolved to take it from a tablet through your stomach internally. It's meant to come externally onto your skin, into your eyes.
Fact.
That's just a mechanism and a system that's built into us and we can't change. Like we said, you either abide by nature's rules or you suffer the consequences. And in my opinion, if you don't follow that rule, then you're going to suffer consequences. There's no alternative, in my opinion, with that specific supplement.
For sure. No, I agree. So yeah, just to give a quick overview of, because I think this is what people are really looking for, supplements that we would recommend, So let's give a little reel off of things that I personally use from time to time, and I would recommend, and I have recommended to clients.
Yeah, you remind me of something. Go on.
Okay. Go on. Do you want to?
I was
Do
going
you
to
want to
say,
make your point there quick?
no, it's not a point, just another talking point.
Go on.
Magnesium.
Oh
'Cause
yeah, that's a great.
one
That's
of
a great supplement.
one of the ones that I get asked the most about is creatine, lion's mane, and magnesium. They're like the three big ones that people will ask me about. So, just
Cool.
to remind us.
Great reminder. So, electrolytes or salts, flavored salts, making sure that you get a good amount of salt in your system, massively important. You can just take sea salt, that can be classed as a supplement. So I definitely recommend good quality salt, putting it into your water so you can help absorb and retain that water as well, because again, we spoke about in the past, if you're drinking distilled or filtered or whatever else water, then it's taking minerals out of your body as it passes through. It's not giving you
It's that
minerals.
osmosis thing again,
Yeah,
from high concentration to low concentration.
for sure.
So it takes them salts straight up, back out your body. If you're not topping yourself back up.
Yeah,
And you said it's just empty filtered water.
yeah, for sure. So I recommend salts. Creatine, yeah, I'd recommend creatine as well. Not everyday long-term use. Every now and then, if you're pushing the exercise, if you're not eating enough beef and not eating enough fish, then for sure supplement with it. It's good for you, and it'll work. Beef liver, beef testicles. I personally take that, not for the beef liver because I eat the beef liver, but definitely for the testicles because I ain't about to cook them up and shit like that.
Stink the gaff out, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna fucking do that. You know what I mean? So I just take them as a pill form because it's super easy and I don't taste anything. Works for me. Shilajit as well, something that, again, it's something more, again, something that you can think about before you take supplements is your biology, my ancestors, my grandma, and she would witness her parents and her grandparents and the elderly people back in India, in Punjab, back in the day, having shilajit. You know what I mean? So it makes sense for me to have shilajit as well. Do you know what I mean? Because it's something that has been kind of evolutionary, a part of the Indian culture, diet, plan for hundreds of years. Do you know what I mean? And I am actually from the part of the world where you get natural Shilajit naturally grows from that environment. You know what I mean? So I take Shilajit as well. Again, something you can look into yourself. It's basically going to increase the amount of minerals in your body. That's what Shilajit does. It gives you all different types of minerals, and when your body has all the minerals to play with, then it works at an optimal level, pretty much. So that's something that I take regularly or half regularly. Sometimes I'll have, again, I deload everything, so I'll take it for a couple of weeks every day, then I'll just have a week or two off and then continue that cycle. What else do I take? Not much more. Sometimes I take little parasite pills just to clean my gut out. Wormwood, black walnut, and there's a few other little things all put into one capsule. I'll take them every now and then just to make sure that my insides stay clean, because again, I'm not perfect. Sometimes we go and have a Five Guys and do other things and whatever else, and I know that again, with fish as well, if you're going to get fish out of the supermarket and things like that, most likely it's going to have parasites on them. It's going to have shit in it that if your body's not at a good,
Especially if it's non-organic.
especially if it's non-organic, if it's farmed food, if it's farmed fish, again, sometimes that's the only thing that we can get at a certain point. So we take it, but then I will take parasite pills on top of that as well to make sure that everything stays clean. If your gut bacteria is good though already, which it should be, if you've been listening to us and you drink
On the
raw
raw
milk,
dairy.
on the raw dairy, on the raw kefir, all that shit, then your good bacteria is just going to take care of it anyway. You don't really need to take parasite pills, to be honest. I just take them every now and then, maybe once a month, just to kind of nuke anything that is bad in my system.
I think overall, from what we spoke about, to put it into like a couple of sentences, is supplements aid, but they don't fix the root problem.
And let's go back to the beginning of the podcast. Definition of supplement. Supplement adds to your diet already. It is not your diet. It's not something that you have as a dietary.
It's like a prescription drug.
100%.
It doesn't get to the root cause, but it just masks the issue for now. But in supplements, it just be to aid.
It's something that you use to aid your normal diet. Exactly. Magnesium, something that I take, something that my family take often. The best magnesium supplement that I have ever taken, and my family agree with it as well. And again, they're very skeptical of me and all the things that I show them. I'm like, you have to take this magnesium, and they're like,
We'll put another link
here we go.
underneath.
Bioptimizer magnesium has 7 different forms of magnesium. People don't even know there's different forms of magnesium.
All of them in it, doesn't
It's
it?
got all of them
one.
in one supplement. When you take this, trust me, you'll have the best night sleep of your life. Best night sleep of your life, hands down. Like, I spend a lot of money on that supplement because my dad takes it, my mum takes it, my sister takes it, my grandma, everyone in my family takes that supplement. It is probably the only supplement that I would say I guarantee it works. And yeah, I personally use it myself. So thanks for the reminder, Lou, about magnesium, because it's a very, very good supplement to use. Other than that, I don't really take anything else, much more else. I don't go out of my way to take anything else. The mushrooms, reishi and cordyceps and lion's mane, and I think there's shiitake and there's a few others. They're good. I have tried them in the past. Do I feel like I need to use them all the time? Not really. I'm not a mad ADHD, my head's all over the gaff, so I need something to calm me down type of person, really. So it just doesn't. Maybe that's something for you. Look into it for yourself, and again, try it before you fully commit to it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anything else you would recommend, supplement wise? I mean,
No, I don't take any at
yeah,
all now.
yeah.
Like I take the only sort of thing that I take anything like that is just beef liver every morning. So when I get it, I cook it for maybe like a minute or two so that the very outside gets a little bit brown, but the inside stays raw. Let it cool down, freeze it, and then my 500 grams of beef liver is going to last me like 50 days. Sat in the freezer, take it out, get out 10 grams of it, eat it every morning, and that's all the nutrients you need in one go, because something like beef liver is is so bioavailable, but it's the most nutrient dense food as well. So it's got so many different nutrients in, but in such high quantities. It's like the best quote unquote supplements you're ever gonna find. So
It's nature's multivitamin.
yeah,
So you just take that every day. You're good.
That's what I
It's
take.
got loads of magnesium, iron, like crazy everything. All the vitamin A, B, C, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? It's got everything in it for sure. So no. Likewise.
But like it's funny because you can't go through this podcast without mentioning food, because that's what supplements are trying to mimic. It's food.
Literally.
So like we always say, food alternative is the better one. But like we said, there's a time and a place for supplements. So if you fall into them categories where you might be on the go a lot, you might need to find a good quality, say, magnesium supplement. Then hopefully the podcast has enlightened you, or made you sort of search for whatever you need a bit clearer, a bit more guided.
For sure. No, I agree. Leave it at that. Perfect. Sounds good.
Subscribe, like,
Do
rate,
all that.
rate us,
And
whatever you want.
if there's any specific supplement you want us to talk about or give our opinion on, give us a message, give us an email, whatever, and we'll speak about it.
Email is askheartofficial@gmail.com.
Perfect.
So if you want to email us, stay anonymous, do that. If you want to go to TikTok or Instagram for the clips, you can go and find that. Links for the affiliate stuff, if you are interested in that stuff and you think you might benefit from it, have a look at them as well.
For sure. And if you need any extra information, you can DM us, you can message us. I don't mind giving you guys or pointing you guys in the right direction. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, cool. Catch you on the next one.
See you next week.
For sure.